Emma was living her dream life, a loving boyfriend, a stable job, and a promising career. But suddenly, it all fell apart. Her boyfriend stole her project, and she was unfairly fired. Emma returned to her small town and began rebuilding her life. There, she reunited with her teenage love. But will the past let her move on? Your opinion is very important to us. So if you're enjoying it, leave a comment, like it, and subscribe to the channel. This kind gesture will help our channel write new, exciting stories for you. The phone buzzed softly on the desk. A message from Petter lit up the screen. "Still at the office, babe. I miss you. Love you." Emma's lips curved into a smile. Petter, her boyfriend of 2 years, and her biggest supporter. They'd met during a team meeting at Vision Tech Systems, and from that first conversation, something just clicked. He admired her drive, her brilliance, and the fire in her eyes when she talked about her dreams. She typed back quickly, "Just finishing the final tweaks. I'm presenting to the board on Monday. I can't wait." His reply came seconds later. "You're going to crush it. I'm so proud of you. Let's celebrate tomorrow." "Absolutely. Love you too." The office was silent except for the rhythmic sound of her typing, fingers flying across the keyboard like a pianist perfecting a final melody. It was 3 in the morning, and she was the only one left on the floor. But she didn't feel tired. She felt alive. With a soft exhale, she clicked save. "It's done," she whispered to herself. "It's perfect." Her heart pounded with satisfaction. 8 months of effort, endless nights of coffee, code, and calculations had finally taken shape. Her sustainable automation project could change everything: the company, her career, maybe even the world. At 29, Emma was one of Vision Tech's brightest engineers, top of her class, winner of 3 innovation awards, a woman who had built her success one sleepless night at a time. But this project was different. It wasn't just work, it was her legacy. She slipped the laptop into her bag carefully, almost reverently, like holding a treasure. Outside, San Francisco shimmered under the city lights. Even at that late hour, life pulsed through the streets, horns, headlights, and ambition. And she felt like she belonged there, among people who dreamed too big to sleep. When she got home, her roommate Katie was already asleep. Emma tiptoed through the apartment, dropped her bag on the chair, and fell onto the bed fully dressed. But sleep didn't come easy. Her mind was alive. Alive with dreams of the future, of success, of love. When she finally drifted off, she dreamed of standing on a grand stage, applause echoing through the room. Petter was there, smiling proudly in the front row. Behind him, the company directors shook her hand. Her name glowed in gold letters on a massive screen. Emma Collins, Director of Innovation. Sometimes the most beautiful dreams are the ones that lead us straight into heartbreak. "Rise and shine, sleepyhead. It's almost 11. Katie's cheerful voice burst through the door, followed by the smell of fresh coffee. Emma blinked against the sunlight streaming through the curtains, the golden morning painting stripes across the hardwood floor. For a second, she forgot everything. Then it all came rushing back. The project, the presentation, the future she'd worked for. "Let me guess," Katie said, handing her a steaming mug. "You were up all night. Again, weren't you?" "Until 3, Emma admitted with a sheepish smile. "But it's done, Katie. It's finally done. Monday's going to change everything." That Saturday drifted by in calm, indulgent moments. A long shower, a face mask, a bright red manicure she rarely dared to wear. Katie helped her pick out a dress for her dinner with Petter, a deep emerald green that hugged her curves and made her eyes shine. "You look stunning," Katie said as Emma stepped out of her room at 6:30. "He's going to lose his mind when he sees you." Emma laughed. "You're impossible." But in the mirror, she couldn't help but agree. She looked radiant, confident, alive. At 7 sharp, the doorbell rang. Petter stood there, flawless as always, in a crisp white shirt and black slacks, holding a bouquet of red roses. "Wow," he breathed. "You're unbelievable." "You're not so bad yourself," she teased, accepting the flowers. The restaurant looked like something out of a dream, chandeliers dripping from the ceiling, candles flickering over linen-covered tables, a pianist filling the air with soft jazz. Petter reached for her hand across the table. "You've been quiet," he said gently. Emma smiled, her eyes glistening under the warm light. "I'm just happy," she whispered. "Sometimes it feels like my life is finally exactly where it's supposed to be. But destiny," the narrator's voice softens, "has a strange way of showing us that even the brightest moments can cast the deepest shadows." "It's not too good to be true," he said softly. "It's exactly what you deserve." Petter's eyes glowed in the candlelight. "Emma, these 2 years with you have been the best of my life. You make me want to be a better man. You inspire me every single day." "Petter," she whispered, her eyes already glistening. "Let me finish," he said, squeezing her hand gently. "I know working in the same company complicates things sometimes, but I can't imagine my life without you. And Monday, when you get that promotion, because I know you will, I want to be right there by your side, always." Dinner felt like a dream, creamy risotto, wine that tasted like velvet, and laughter that floated between them like music. They spoke about everything and nothing. They dreamed about a trip at the end of the year, about the future they were building together. How could she possibly know that in less than 72 hours, this same man would destroy everything? Monday morning. The alarm buzzed at 6. Emma's heart was already racing before her eyes even opened. This was the day, the presentation that could change her entire career. She got ready carefully, a sleek dress, neat hair, makeup that whispered confidence. In the mirror, she didn't just see an engineer. She saw a woman on the verge of something great. "You're going to kill it," said Katie, leaning on the doorframe in her pajamas. "Thanks, Kate. I just need to breathe and focus." By the time Emma reached the Vision Tech office, the building was alive. With Monday energy, phones rang, printers hummed, and the scent of coffee filled the air. She headed straight to her desk to review every slide, every number, every word, one last time. Minutes before 8, her phone rang. The caller ID flashed Petter. "Hey, love," he said. "You ready?" Nervous, but ready. She smiled, unaware of the storm about to come. "You were born for this. Oh, and can you send me the presentation file real quick? The board asked me to review it before you go in. Just protocol." She frowned. "Protocol? That's new." "Yeah, new rule. You know how strict Robert is. I'll just check it fast, make sure everything's aligned." She hesitated for a second, then with a small nod to herself, she sent it. "Thanks, babe," he said casually. "See you in the boardroom." 10 minutes later, a message popped up from him. "Perfect. You're amazing. By the way, the meeting was moved to 9. At 9 sharp, Emma walked toward the conference room. Her palms were damp, her pulse steady, but strong. This was it, her moment. She opened the door. The entire executive team was there. Robert, the CEO, Marcia, the finance director, Carlos, operations, and Peter, seated beside Robert, his laptop open. "Good morning," Emma began, her voice confident. "Thank you for the opportunity. Today I'll be presenting the sustainable automation project that—" "Actually, Emma," Robert interrupted, adjusting his glasses, "there's been a slight change. Petter already presented the project." Her breath caught. "I'm sorry, what?" "I reviewed the material," Petter said calmly, his tone detached and professional, "and made a few adjustments. I presented the final version about 15 minutes ago. The board approved it." Emma's world tilted. "But that's my project. I spent 8 months developing it." Robert nodded without looking at her. "You did an excellent first draft, but Petter finalized it and added key insights that really elevated the proposal. Therefore, we've decided to promote him to Innovation Manager. He'll be leading the implementation phase." "Congratulations, Petter," Marcia said warmly. Emma turned to him. He didn't meet her eyes. His expression was cold, professional, empty, not a trace of guilt, not even a flicker of remorse. This can't be happening, she murmured, her voice trembling. Emma, that's all for now, Robert said, already moving to the next topic. You may go. She walked out of the boardroom in silence. Every step felt heavier than the last. Her hands shook, her vision blurred. In the quiet corridor, she leaned against the wall, fighting to breathe. Her world, the one she had built with hard work, loyalty, and love, had just collapsed with a single betrayal. Sometimes the people we trust the most are the ones who teach us the hardest lessons. But even in the ruins, there's always a spark, the beginning of something stronger. Emma never saw it coming. The man who had whispered love and eternity just 2 nights ago had stolen her project, her work, her future, her trust. Some betrayals don't just destroy what you have, they destroy who you thought you were. Inside the cold marble bathroom of the office building, Emma stared at her reflection. The confident woman from that morning was gone. In her place stood someone lost, broken, betrayed. Her phone vibrated. It was Petter. We need to talk. I'm in the parking lot. Each step down the stairwell felt heavier than the last. When she found him, he was leaning casually against his car, scrolling through his phone as if nothing had happened. How could you? Her voice trembled. He finally looked up, unbothered. Emma, it's just business. Nothing personal. Nothing personal? Her eyes burned. You asked me for that file. You said it was protocol. I improved the project, he shrugged. You should be happy. The company will benefit. Happy? You stole 8 months of my work. I didn't steal, his tone hardened. I enhanced it. That's how the corporate world works. You've always been naive. That word, naive, hit harder than any slap. Enough, she whispered. I never want to see you again. Fine, he said, slipping into his car. Oh, by the way, HR wants to see you. Room 205. And just like that, he drove away, leaving her standing in the silence of an empty parking lot. Upstairs, the HR manager, Elizabeth, waited with a polite smile and a folder. Emma, please sit down. What's going on? The board believes it would be best if you didn't continue on the team, Elizabeth said gently. With Petter taking over the project, things could become uncomfortable. You're firing me? It's part of a restructuring. You'll receive compensation and great references. Emma's voice cracked. But I didn't do anything wrong. I created that project. Please, Emma, don't make this harder than it already is. Her hand shook as she signed the papers. With every signature, it felt like she was burying a piece of her life. Her career, her love, her dreams. By the time she packed her things, everyone already knew. Whispers, avoided glances, 8 years of work, reduced to a cardboard box. That night, in her small apartment in Seattle, Katie found her sitting on the floor, still holding the box. Emma, what happened? And then she broke. Tears poured down her face, uncontrollably. He destroyed me, Katie. Petter destroyed everything. The phone rang. Her father's name flashed on the screen. She wiped her tears, forcing, her voice steady. Hi, Dad. Emma, sweetheart. His voice was weak, tired, nothing like the strong man she remembered. How are you holding up? I'm fine, she lied. And you? Silence. Heavy, endless silence. Dad, she whispered. And deep down, she knew the worst was yet to come. Emma, there's something I need to tell you. Her father's voice trembled slightly over the phone. She froze. What happened, Dad? I went to the doctor last week. They ran some tests. A long pause. It's my heart, sweetheart. Nothing fatal. He tried to joke, but the laughter never came. The doctor says I need to slow down a lot. I can't run the company alone anymore. Santos Construction, the small family business her grandfather founded, passed down through generations, was the pride of their hometown, Willow Creek. Dad, Emma whispered, her throat tight. I know you have your life there, he said softly. Your job, your boyfriend. But I need you here, Emma, just for a while, until I get back on my feet. Emma looked around her modern apartment in Seattle. The city skyline shimmered outside her window, the life she'd built, now in ruins. How long? She finally asked. Maybe a few months, maybe a year. I don't know, sweetheart. Katie appeared at the door, her face full of worry. Dad, something happened today, Emma started, but her voice broke. Emma, are you crying? She took a deep breath. I'll come home, Dad. Are you sure? Yes, I need to. After hanging up, Emma stared at her phone. In less than 12 hours, her life had completely fallen apart. You're really going back? Katie asked quietly. Emma nodded. There's nothing left for me here. No job, no love, no future. You have me, Katie said softly. I know, Emma replied, squeezing her friend's hand. But my dad needs me, and honestly, I need to leave this city. Every street reminds me of him. Willow Creek, Katie murmured. How long has it been? 5 years, Emma said with a faint laugh. When I left, I swore I'd never go back. Thought I was too big for that small town. Turns out I'm not that big anywhere. Over the next few days, she packed her life into cardboard boxes. Clothes, books, memories of a woman who no longer existed. She avoided social media, ignored messages, and blocked Petta's number. By Friday morning, her car was loaded. You'll be okay, Katie whispered, tears in her eyes. I'll have to be, Emma said with a sad smile. As she drove away, the skyscrapers in her rearview mirror faded into the distance. The end of one story and the beginning of another. After 6 long hours on the road, a weathered sign appeared. Welcome to Willow Creek. Emma slowed down, her chest tightening. The streets were smaller than she remembered. Cobblestone roads, pastel houses, front porches with old rocking chairs. The town square still had its white gazebo, and the ice cream shop on the corner, still there, exactly as it was. The yellow house with white windows appeared ahead. The gate was open. She parked, took a deep breath, and stepped out. Emma! Her father's voice echoed from the porch. He looked older, thinner, but his smile was still the same. My girl's home. She ran to him, and for the first time in days, she felt something other than pain. She felt safe. Let me look at you, he said, cupping her face. You've lost weight. Not eating, right? Dad, I should be asking you that, she replied with a small smile. Better now that you're here. That night they sat for dinner. The smell of homemade soup filled the kitchen. He talked about the company, 3 ongoing contracts, 5 employees, bills, suppliers. And there's Marcos, he said casually. Emma froze. Marcos Almeida. Yes, he came back about 4 years ago, runs a building supply company now, our main supplier. Good man, widower, raises his daughter alone. Marcos, her first love. The boy who used to walk her home after school, the one who kissed her under the old mango tree and promised he'd wait for her. Did he ever marry? She asked carefully. He nodded. He did. You remember Renata? She passed away giving birth to their little girl, Nina, about 2 years ago. Emma's chest tightened. Marcos, widowed, with a daughter, still here, still part of her father's world. Tomorrow you'll come to the company with me, her father said. You'll meet the team, and we have a meeting with Marcos at 10. Need to finalize the City Hall project. Emma's heart skipped. A meeting? With him? Her father smiled knowingly. What's wrong? Still a spark there? Dad! She laughed, embarrassed. That was teenage stuff. But her cheeks burned just the same. That night, Emma lay in her childhood bed, staring at the ceiling. The soft glow of moonlight painted silver patterns on the walls. Outside, crickets sang and a dog barked in the distance. So quiet. so different from the city's chaos. She picked up her phone. No messages, no notifications, no trace of Peter or her old life. Tomorrow, she would see Marcos again. And in that moment, Emma realized sometimes destiny has a cruel sense of humor. Or maybe it just knows exactly what we need. Emma woke up to the sound of a rooster crowing. 6 a.m. The sun was already sneaking through the thin curtains. In New York, she'd still be asleep, but life here in Maple Creek started early. She dressed carefully, black slacks, white blouse, gray blazer. Professional, but not too formal. She tied her hair back in a low ponytail and stared at her reflection, a woman trying to look confident while her eyes still carried the weight of old heartbreak. "You look great," her father said as she came down for breakfast. "Ready for your first day?" Emma smiled faintly. "As ready as I'll ever be." The headquarters of Santos Construction was small, a single-story white building with a blue sign above the door. Inside, everyone seemed to know everyone. It was quiet, ordinary, safe. Exactly what she needed. Until he walked in. She heard his voice before she saw him, deep, calm, achingly familiar. "John, how are you feeling?" "I'm fine, Marcos. Look, I brought some help." And when the door opened, time stopped. He wasn't the shy boy she remembered. The man standing there had broad shoulders, a sharp jaw covered with a neat beard, and those same hazel-green eyes that once made her 16-year-old heart race. "Emma?" he breathed. "Hi, Marcos." Her voice faltered. John, completely unaware of the tension, smiled. "You two know each other? Great, I'll grab some coffee." And he left them alone. The silence was unbearable. "You came back," Marcos finally said, "just for a while. My dad needed help." "I see." He stepped closer, but not too close. "Didn't know you'd ever return. It was a last-minute decision." She forced a professional tone. "Now, about the materials. Emma." His voice softened. "It's been almost 15 years. I know. You just disappeared. Said you'd call during college. And then nothing. I was 18, Marcos, trying to build a life, without me in it." His words hit like a stone. She bit her lip. "You got married. You have a daughter. Seems like your life turned out just fine." "You don't know anything about my life." His tone hardened. "But you're right. That was a long time ago. We're here to talk business, right?" "Right." When John returned with the coffee, he chatted cheerfully, oblivious to the storm that had just reignited. The meeting went on, mechanical and cold. Before leaving, Marcos paused at the door. "Welcome back, Emma," he said quietly. "I hope you find whatever it is you're looking for." It didn't sound like a welcome. It sounded like a warning. The following days felt like a test she hadn't signed up for. Emma buried herself in work, visiting sites, reviewing contracts, anything to avoid those hazel eyes that seemed to be everywhere. But Maple Creek was small, and fate wasn't done with them. On Wednesday, she had to visit Almeida Construction Supplies, his store. It was bigger than she imagined. 2 floors, perfectly organized, walls lined with photos of Marcos at charity events and local games. He wasn't just successful, he was respected. "Can I help you?" a young blonde clerk asked with a smile. "I'm from Santos Construction, here for Marcos." "Ah, you must be Emma. He's in the back. I'll get him." Emma looked around, her chest tightening, and then his voice came from behind her. "Looking for something, or just snooping around?" She turned. Marcos stood there, clipboard in hand, shirt slightly stained with paint, and still infuriatingly handsome. "I came for the samples," she said evenly. "They're over here." He handed her a box, his tone curt. 3 porcelain options, 2 ceramic. Prices are on the quote I sent yesterday. You didn't reply." "I was reviewing it." "For 2 days." He raised an eyebrow. "You used to move faster in the big city." She frowned. "Sorry if I don't meet your expectations." It's not about speed, it's about communication, something you've never been great at. The tension snapped. What's that supposed to mean? It means people don't just vanish for years and call that communication. We've been over this. No, you gave excuses, but it's fine. Water under the bridge. He crossed his arms. Just don't expect me to pretend we're friends. I don't expect anything from you, Marcos, she shot back. I just want to do my job and go back to my life. He smirked. What life? I heard you ran back here. Something go wrong in the city? That's none of your business. Still as stubborn as ever. His smile turned softer, almost nostalgic. Beautiful, smart, completely allergic to confrontation. Before Emma could answer, a little voice called out from the hallway, "Daddy, Daddy!" She froze, and Marcos's eyes softened in a way she hadn't seen in years. Because sometimes the past doesn't just knock on your door, it walks right back into your life, holding your heart and calling you Daddy. A little girl ran down the hallway, dark hair in pigtails, wide, curious eyes, a yellow dress covered in daisies. She stopped when she saw Emma, suddenly shy. "Nina, what did I say about running in the store?" Marco scooped her up, his tone softening instantly. "Sorry, Daddy. Grandma said lunch is ready." "I'll be right there, Princess." He looked at Emma. "Nina, this is Emma. Emma, my daughter, Nina." The little girl waved shyly. I'm pretty." Emma's heart clenched. "Thank you. You're beautiful too." "Daddy says I'm pretty like my mom," Nina added innocently. "But she's in heaven now." The air thickened. Emma didn't know where to look. "Come on, sweetheart," Marcos said gently. "Grandma's waiting." He took her hand and left, leaving Emma alone, surrounded by silence that somehow felt louder than words. As she walked back to her car, one thought echoed in her mind. Working with Marcos would be impossible. He still knew exactly how to get under her skin, and the worst part, a part of her still cared what he thought. Friday night. Emma sat on her father's porch, laptop open, reviewing spreadsheets for the 10th time. The air smelled of jasmine. Crickets filled the quiet. "Still working?" her father asked, handing her a glass of lemonade. "It's 9 o'clock, Emma. I have to figure this out. The costs don't match the city's project proposal." "It's because the engineer miscalculated," he said easily. "I talked to him. He'll fix it Monday." Emma sighed and closed the laptop. "How do you make everything seem so simple?" 30 years of practice, he said with a smile. "But here's what I've learned. Work matters, but living matters more. When was the last time you went out just to have fun?" "Dad, there's a festival tomorrow, the town's anniversary, music, food, dancing. You should go." "I'm not really in the mood." "Exactly why you should," he said softly. Then, after a pause, "I don't know what happened in New York, Emma, but you don't have to keep punishing yourself for it." After he went inside, she stayed there, staring at the sky, clearer than she remembered. In the city, you could barely see the stars. Here, they seemed endless. The next afternoon, the sounds of music drifted through the window. The festival had begun. At 4, after resisting all day, Emma finally slipped into a light summer dress and walked toward the square. It was alive with color. Food stalls, fluttering flags, a small stage where a band played country tunes. Children laughed, couples danced. The smell of barbecue filled the air. "Emma Santos!" Mrs. Celia appeared out of nowhere, smiling wide. "Come, there are people dying to meet you." Before Emma could object, she was surrounded by warm handshakes and cheerful questions about her life in the city. Then, someone pointed. "Look who's here!" Emma turned and froze. Marcos was near the stage, Nina sitting high on his shoulders. The girl was laughing, clapping to the beat, and he was smiling. Not the guarded smile she knew, but a real one. A light, unfiltered joy. Such a good father, Mrs. Celia whispered. Since Renata passed, he's been both mom and dad. Never goes out, never dates. That little girl is his whole world. Something stirred inside Emma. Not jealousy exactly, but something close. Admiration, sadness, maybe both. Marcos saw her. For a heartbeat, his smile faltered. Then he gave a polite nod. Nina followed, his gaze and waved, beaming. "Hi, pretty lady." Emma smiled back, her chest tightening. At the food stand, she tried to focus on her order. "2 beef pastries, please." "Make that 3, a voice said beside her, "and add an orange juice." She turned. Marcos stood there, Nina holding his hand. "Daddy, it's the pretty lady from the store." "Hi, Nina," Emma said softly. "Want to sit with us?" the girl asked with that disarming honesty only children have. "Daddy's alone. I'm alone. You're alone too." "Nina," Marcos warned gently. "It's okay," Emma said. "I'd love to." They sat at a wooden table near the stage. Nina talked endlessly about school, her drawings, how her dad almost burned dinner on Tuesday. "I didn't burn it," Marcos protested. "It was just well done." "Burned!" she insisted, making Emma laugh. "You cook?" Emma asked. "Learned out of necessity," he said with a shrug. "My mom helps, but Nina needs more than a grandmother. She needs a father who's there." There was pride in his voice and exhaustion too. Emma noticed the faint shadows under his eyes, the tension in his shoulders. He was strong, but tired. "Daddy, can I go to the bounce house?" "Go ahead, but be careful." When Nina ran off, silence lingered. Softer this time. Not heavy, just full of things left unsaid. "She's beautiful," Emma said quietly. "You're doing an amazing job." "Thank you." Their eyes met, and for the first time, there was no anger, only warmth. "I'm sorry," he said after a moment. "For this week, I was too harsh." "I was too," she admitted. "Maybe we could start over?" And there, between the laughter, the music, and the scent of fried pastries, something fragile began to heal. Because sometimes second chances don't come wrapped in grand gestures, but in small-town sunsets, children's laughter, and the courage to look back and forgive. She was brave, different from her father. "Physically, maybe," Marcos said quietly, his gaze lost in the distance. "But in other things, I'm a coward." The confession lingered in the air, heavy and raw. Emma didn't know how to respond. "When Renata died," he continued, voice breaking, "I thought my life was over. For months I just existed. Wake up, take care of Nina, work, sleep, repeat. I didn't feel anything. I didn't want to." "Marcos. And then you came back," he said, finally meeting her eyes. "And for the first time in years, I felt something again. Anger, resentment, but also something else." Her heartbeat stumbled. "Don't say that." "Why not?" "Because I'm leaving. Once my dad gets better, I'm going back to Chicago." "Are you sure?" His tone softened. "Because every time you talk about going back, you don't sound happy. You sound scared." The words hit deep. "You don't know me. I know you bite your lip when you're nervous, twist your hair when you're thinking, and your eyes, they turn green when you're sad." He took a slow step closer. "I know you, Emma. Maybe better than you think. You knew that girl from years ago. And now," he whispered, "I'm starting to know the woman you became, and she's even more incredible." She couldn't breathe. "Marcos, I can't. I just got out of a relationship. I'm broken. My life's a mess." "I never said anything about a relationship," he smiled gently. "I just said I like your company. Nina likes you. Maybe we could be friends." "Friends? For now." The unspoken promise in his tone warmed something inside her, something she thought had died with. Petta's betrayal, hope. "Emma, look!" Nina shouted from the slide, breaking the tension. Emma ran to her, thankful for the distraction. But even as she laughed with the little girl, she felt Marcos's gaze on her back, Warm, patient, impossible to ignore. That night, lying in bed, Emma opened her phone. 3 unread messages from Petter. "We need to talk. I made a mistake. Please forgive me. I still love you." A month ago, those words would have shattered her. Now, nothing. Just silence where the pain used to live. She deleted the messages, blocked the number, and for the first time, she smiled. Maybe staying wasn't the end of her story. Maybe it was the beginning. The morning after the construction project was running late, cement delivery problems. Emma had been at the site for hours when Marcos arrived, still covered in dust. "I heard about the delay," he said, removing his sunglasses. "I know a supplier who can deliver in 48 hours. Relief washed over her. "You'd save the entire project." He handed her the quote. "Tight budget, but doable. Make it happen," she said. "Consider it done." He smiled. "Do you trust me?" "I'm learning." "It's a start." By Friday morning, 3 trucks rolled in. Marcos supervised everything himself. "Perfect," Emma said, checking the paperwork. "You just saved my life." "Our lives," he replied, smiling. "If this project fails, I lose too." But his eyes said something else entirely. "Coffee?" she offered. "My treat." They ended up at a quiet bakery near the square. The smell of fresh bread filled the air. Morning sunlight streamed through the window. "You know," Marcos said, stirring his coffee, "when you left, I swore I'd move on. I got married. I loved Renata. But a part of me always wondered, what if Emma had stayed?" Her throat tightened. "I'm scared," she admitted softly, "of trusting again, of believing, of giving everything and finding out it was all a lie. I'm not him. How can I be sure?" "You can't," he said. "Simply, trust doesn't come with guarantees. It's a leap of faith, but I can show you every day that I'm different." He reached across the table, his calloused hand covering hers. Strong, steady, real. "I'm not promising anything," she whispered. "I'm not asking for promises. Just a chance." They walked out together, sunlight spilling over the small-town street. In the parking lot, she turned to him. "Thank you for everything." "Stop thanking me," he said with a quiet laugh. "We're partners. Now. Partners. And maybe—" He hesitated, searching her eyes. "Maybe something more?" Her heart pounded. He stepped closer, his scent clean and warm, like soap and sunshine. "Marcos, tell me to stop, and I will." She didn't. The kiss started soft, then deeper, real. It felt like coming home after being lost for too long, like breathing again, like waking up from a long, cold dream. When they finally pulled apart, both were breathless. "Wow," he whispered. "Yeah. Wow." She smiled. "That changes things. It changes everything." And right there, in a sunlit parking lot surrounded by the smell of coffee and fresh bread, something new began. But not every happy ending comes without a storm, and the biggest one was already on its way. From Chicago, Tuesday afternoon, Emma was reviewing contracts when her phone rang, an unknown number. "Hello? Emma? Finally?" Her blood turned cold. "Petter. How did you get this number?" "Katie gave it to me. She thought I deserved a chance to explain." His voice was soft, too soft, the same tone he used to manipulate her. "Please, Emma, 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. There's nothing left to say. I made a terrible mistake, I know that, but I still love you. I always have, and I'm here to prove it." She froze. "What do you mean, you're here?" "I'm in Maple Creek, at the hotel near the square. Please, just meet me." She hung up, her hands shaking. He was here, in her town, her safe place. The confrontation Emma stormed into. The hotel lobby, anger pulsing through her veins. There he was, polished suit, perfect hair, confident smile, the same man who had destroyed her. "You look incredible," he said smoothly. "Small-town life suits you." "What do you want, Petter?" "To talk. Maybe somewhere more private. Here is fine. Say what you came to say. He sighed dramatically, like a man suffering for love. I ruined everything. That project I took credit for. It was your work, Emma. I know that now. I need you. You mean you need my talent? No, I need you. Your mind, your strength, your heart. I was scared of failing. I panicked. Please come back with me to Chicago. I'll fix everything. I'll tell the board it was all you. We can start over. Stronger. He reached for her hands. For a second, she hesitated. Chicago, her career, everything she'd lost. It would be so easy to go back. Then she thought of Marcos, his steady eyes, Nina's laughter, the peace she'd finally found. No, she said firmly, pulling her hands away. Emma, be reasonable. I am being reasonable. For the first time in a long time, I don't love you. I don't trust you. Whatever you came for, you won't get it from me. His smile vanished. It's because of him, isn't it? That's none of your business. You'd rather waste your life in this nowhere town with some small town nobody? He sneered. You're not built for this life, Emma. You'll get bored. Leave, Petter, and don't come back. She walked out with shaking legs, but her head high. Katie would be blocked later. For now, she needed to breathe. Petter was in town, and he wasn't leaving quietly. The most dangerous lie is the one wrapped in half-truths. Emma didn't tell Marcos about Petter's visit. She told herself there was nothing to tell, just a desperate ex she had already rejected. But deep down, she was afraid of how Marcos would react, afraid of losing the fragile happiness she'd just begun to rebuild. Thursday, construction site. The sun burned above the dusty ground when a black car pulled up. Emma! What a coincidence! Petter called, stepping out in his spotless suit, a crow among sparrows. What do you want? Her voice was steady, professional. Just admiring your work. You're wasting your brilliance here. My life? My choice? He smiled thinly. Think about it. Chicago. Big projects. Recognition. You were born for that. I was born to be happy, and that wasn't in Chicago. Before he could reply, a pickup truck stopped nearby. Marcos jumped out carrying boxes of materials. He froze when he saw them together. Everything okay here? He asked, his protective instinct immediate. Everything's fine, Emma said quickly. Marcos, this is an old acquaintance from Chicago. Petter Adams. The man extended his hand with a smug smile. Emma's boyfriend. The silence was suffocating. Marcos shook his hand stiffly, then looked at Emma. Ex-boyfriend, she said sharply. Oh, Petter feigned surprise. She didn't mention I was in town. I just didn't have time to tell him your ex was visiting. Marcos's tone hardened. How long has he been here, Emma? Since Tuesday. Tuesday, he repeated quietly. It's Thursday. The disappointment in his eyes cut deeper than any anger. Marcos, please, it's not what you think. I just came to deliver these. We'll talk later. He turned and walked away. Trouble in paradise? Petter murmured, satisfied. Told you, these small-town romances never last. Get out, Emma hissed. Trembling. Get out of my life now. But Petter's smirk lingered. I'm only showing you the truth, love. He already doubts you. She didn't respond. Couldn't. She ran after Marcos, but his truck was already gone. That night, she went to his house. Marcos's mother opened the door, hesitant. He's home, dear. But I'm not sure he wants to talk. Please. I just need to explain. Marcos was on the back porch, beer in hand, staring at the dark sky. Nina was already asleep. Can I sit? She asked, softly. It's your choice. She sat beside him, keeping a respectful distance. I should have told you about Petter, about him being here. Yes, you should have. I was scared, she admitted. Scared of ruining what we're building. Scared you'd think I still had feelings for him. Do you? No, she said, tears in her voice. He's the man who destroyed me. He came here begging me to go back. But it's a lie. Her voice broke, and for a moment, all that could be heard was the quiet hum of crickets and the sound of a heart trying to rebuild its trust. That night, Marcos finally looked at her, his voice low and raw. "Do you believe him?" Emma shook her head. "I believe he'll do anything to get what he wants, even plant doubt between us." "Well, he did," Marcos admitted, his tone cracking. "When I saw him, confident, successful, polished, I thought, what does she see in me? A widower from a small town with a daughter." She took his hand, eyes steady. "I see the most honest man I've ever met. The most devoted father, the man who makes me feel safe for the first time in months. Petter is my past, you're my present, and maybe my future." He intertwined his fingers with hers. "No more secrets? No more secrets, I promise." He pulled her into a tight embrace. On that quiet porch, with the scent of jasmine in the air, they sealed a fragile peace. But Petter wasn't finished. The next move would be dirtier than any before. Petter didn't leave town. Instead, he began to haunt her. Days, the coffee shop in the morning, the park in the afternoon, the same restaurant at night, always with that polite smile that hid poison underneath. "Is it a coincidence he's everywhere you go?" Marcos asked one evening, watching Petter wave from across the square. "He's following me," Emma whispered, "trying to get under my skin." But ignoring Petter was like trying to ignore a thorn in her shoe, painful and impossible. On Saturday, Marcos took Emma and little Nina out for ice cream. Laughter filled the air until Petter walked in. "What a beautiful family," he said with fake warmth. "Emma always wanted kids. She used to talk about it all the time." "That's a lie," Emma cut in. "Oh, come on," Petter smirked. "You said you wanted 2 kids, with me." Nina blinked, confused. Marcos's jaw tightened. "Let's go," he said, voice low. "Now." Outside, he was silent, breathing hard. "He's doing this on purpose," Emma said softly, "trying to drive us apart." "It's working," Marcos confessed, running a hand through his hair. "Every time I see him, I wonder, what if he's right? What if you realize your life belongs with him, in the city? My life is here, with you." "Are you sure? A month ago, you barely looked at me. Now he shows up and suddenly you have to choose." His eyes locked on hers. "Are you with me because you want me? Or because you're running from him?" The words cut deep. "How can you even ask that?" "Because I'm scared, Emma. Scared of giving you everything, only for you to decide I'm not enough." He lifted Nina into the truck. "I need time. Marcos, please, I'll call you." She stood there frozen as the truck disappeared down the road. Petter had won this round. Later that night, her father found her crying in the kitchen. "Don't let that man destroy what you've built here," he said gently. "Fight for it, Emma. Show Marcos that he's your choice, and show Petter he no longer controls you." The next morning, Emma made a decision. She called Petter. "Meet me at the hotel," she said. When he saw her, that smug smile spread across his face. "I knew you'd come." "You have 2 days to leave town," she said coldly, "or I'll file harassment charges." He laughed. "Harassment? I haven't done anything illegal, just enjoying this charming little town. This isn't a coincidence, and we both know it." He stepped closer. "You're wasting your life here. That guy Marcos, he's just a local dreamer. You'll get bored, and when you do, I'll be waiting. That will never happen." "We'll see. I've already planted the doubts. He's insecure. It's only a matter of time before you fall apart, and I'll be right here to comfort you." "You're sick," Emma hissed. "I'm determined," he corrected, smiling. "Oh, and I spoke to your father yesterday. Nice man. I mentioned Tech Vision might invest in his company. He seemed interested." Her blood ran cold. "You wouldn't dare." "Already did. So think carefully, Emma. Your personal happiness or your family's future?" The game had changed, And now it wasn't just her heart at stake, it was everything she loved. That night, Emma couldn't sleep. Petter was manipulating her father, poisoning her relationship, cornering her from every side. Then an idea came. She called Katie. "I need a favor, a big one. After giving him your number, I owe you that much." Katie sighed. "What do you need?" "Information about the project he stole from me. How's it going?" Hours later, Katie called back. "It's a disaster. Petter can't deliver. The board is furious. Rumor is they're about to fire him." "So that's why he's desperate," Emma murmured. "There's more," Katie added. "He lied about the investments. Tech Vision doesn't work with small-town companies. He's bluffing." Emma exhaled, relief and fury mixing. "Thank you, Katie. You just gave me everything I needed." The next morning, Emma went to Marcos's house. He opened the door, guarded. "Please let me explain." In the living room with little Nina playing nearby, she told him everything. The theft, the lies, the manipulation. "He's not here because of love," she said. "He's here because he's drowning. He needs me to save his career. Again." Marcos listened, silent. "And he's using my father as leverage," she added. "But I won't let him win." He reached for her hand. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" "Because I was ashamed. Ashamed of trusting him, of letting him hurt me." Tears streamed down her face. "But I realized, truth is my only weapon. Now." He wiped her tears gently. "You're not foolish. You're human. You believed in someone who didn't deserve it." "So you believe me?" "I always did. I was just afraid." He pulled her close. "I'm sorry for doubting you, for letting him get in my head. That's what he does best, manipulate. So what now?" "Now we expose him, in front of everyone." That afternoon, Emma called a meeting at her father's company, inviting João, Marcos, Mrs. Celia, and local investors. And of course, Petter. He arrived confident, smiling like a man who thought he'd already won. "Emma, I'm glad you reconsidered my offer." "Sit down, Petter." Her tone was calm, but steel hid beneath it. When everyone was seated, she began, "I called this meeting because you deserve to know the truth about Petter Hayes and his fake promises." His smile faltered. "Petter didn't come here to invest. Tech Vision doesn't even work with companies our size. He lied." She looked at her father. "Because his project is failing. The one he stole from me." She dropped printed emails on the table, proof Katie had sent. "He used me once, fired me, and now came here to use me again." João's expression darkened as he read. "You didn't come here for love," Emma said firmly. "You came here out of desperation, and you tried to destroy my life because you couldn't stand seeing me happy without you." Petter shot up, rage twisting his face. "You don't know what you're talking about." Before he could get closer, Marcos stood and hit him. With a clean, hard punch, Petter staggered back, stunned. Marcos glared. "If you ever show your face here again, I promise, you'll regret it." And just like that, Petter's empire of lies collapsed. This time, there was no saving it, and no one left to believe him. Petter stormed out of the office, slamming the door like a hurricane. Emma felt her shoulders finally relax, the tension of weeks melting away. Her father, John, pulled her into a hug. "My brave girl, your mother would be proud." "Sorry, Dad, for dragging you into this mess." "You didn't bring a problem. You brought a solution," he said, smiling. "And now we know who our true partners are." Marcos waited until everyone else left, then pulled Emma close by the waist. "You were incredible," he whispered. "I was terrified," she admitted. "You didn't seem like it. You were a lioness defending her territory." He kissed her forehead. "And I'm so lucky to be in that territory." Emma laughed, finally letting herself melt into his arms. That night, Petter left town quietly, defeated. No goodbyes, no final attempt. 2 months later, the city's new public works project was inaugurated, a resounding success. The mayor made a point of publicly crediting Emma and Santos' construction. "Emma," John said on the drive home, "I have news. My tests came back. The doctor said I can return to work normally." Her heart tightened. That meant she could return to New York. Her mission was complete. "That's wonderful, Dad. But I was thinking," he stopped in front of their house, "what if you stayed? As a partner, we could expand, take on bigger projects together." "Dad, I think it over. No pressure." Days passed as Emma weighed her choices, New York or Willow Creek, career ambition or a life full of love. 1 year later, Emma stood on the porch of the house she now shared with Marcos and Nina. Santos Construction had tripled in size, 20 new employees, 6 projects underway, regional recognition. But her happiness didn't come from work. It came from the simple moments. Nina bouncing on the bed on a Sunday morning, Marcos flipping imperfect pancakes, the warmth of a life built on love. "Aunt Emma, come see my drawing." Nina ran through the house, paper in hand. "Not Aunt, Princess." Marcos appeared, grinning. "We've talked about this." "Oh, really?" Emma raised an eyebrow. He knelt, pulling a small box from his pocket. Nina clapped excitedly. "Emma Santos, you taught me how to love again. That second chances exist. That happiness is possible after pain." He opened the box to reveal a simple, perfect ring. "Will you marry me, be my wife, the mother Nina chose?" Tears ran down Emma's face, tears of pure joy. "Yes, 1,000 times yes." Nina jumped into her lap, hugging her tight. Marcos slid the ring onto her finger, kissing her hand, then her lips. John appeared in the kitchen, trying to hide his own tears. That night, lying next to Marcos with Nina asleep nearby, Emma thought of everything she had endured. The betrayal, the pain, the fear, and how all of it had led her exactly where she needed to be. "What are you thinking about?" Marcos murmured. "That I'm the luckiest woman in the world." "Not so fast. That title's mine," he teased, pulling her closer. "I love you, Emma. Today, tomorrow, always." "Always," she echoed, closing her eyes. Her phone buzzed, a LinkedIn notification from Katie. Emma opened it to an article in Forbes. Tech Vision Solutions faces fraud and corruption scandal. Former supervisor Petter Hayes sued for embezzlement and fraud. Emma scanned quickly. The stolen project had collapsed completely. Investigations revealed Petter had falsified data, misappropriated funds, and deliberately sabotaged colleagues. Fired for cause, facing civil and criminal charges. "Karma," she murmured, showing Marcos the screen. "Feel anything? Sympathy? Satisfaction?" She thought honestly. "Nothing. It's news about a stranger. He's part of a past that no longer defines me. That's growth. That's freedom." She deleted the notification. No more weight, no more burden. Petter had faced the consequences of his choices. She had reaped the rewards of hers. He chose ambition and lies. She chose love and truth. The results spoke for themselves. "Come on," Marcos said, offering his hand. "Let's dance." "There's no music. We'll make our own." Under the stars of Willow Creek, in the perfect quiet of night, Emma and Marcos danced. No music was needed. They had something better. Harmony. And in that moment, this was the happiest, most complete version of Emma that had ever existed. Thank you for sticking around. You're a vital part of this channel. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video, comment, and subscribe. This way, you'll be helping us create new love stories and recommendations until the next story of romance and overcoming.